The following program is a Nighthawk Network presentation.
What up, though, my peoples? What's happening? Your boy E-Buck in the building, ready to talk to y'all about this thing we call sports on a Wednesday. And of course, that means it's time for the Guru Sports Session. Of course, we cannot do this Guru Sports Session without my main man, Hugh D. Lee. What's happening?
What's up, E man? Don't try to front on me right now, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and start.
Here you go, y'all. We're going to tell you ahead of time.
I'll start off with
We got some apologies to do. If you bet any of our picks last week, we probably owe y'all some money, and we just got a lot to get into. So yeah, let's go there, man.
Any given Sunday wasn't any given Sunday. It was definitely that week.
Absolutely.
We just had a little debate about it right now. You know, it's my brother, so you know we can say and do things that other people can't do because you know if you talk to me that way to E, he gonna kick your butt and vice versa. But
Facts.
and I want to start off with the MLB, NLDS, and ALDS because you ain't gonna do this to me. So I'm gonna definitely say right now, I definitely apologize for what I said
for, though, brother.
About the Detroit Tigers, man. I thought they was
Tigers, yeah, boy.
I thought that they was done, man. But you know, I was the happiest person. I was the happiest person today, man, because I was just giving you the farewell speech. You know how you get a job and you leave, and then you had that out interview. I was, oh man.
You made me bring out the phone and let them know the message you sent. I was like, yep, there you go, tapping out on them.
At least they gave effort, man. You know, at least they here. I'm rather them be there in Cleveland. So I was like, at least we beat Cleveland. And today they put Bill to ass. Because I looked up after getting out the shower and I hit E up then because the show was almost due. I looked up, man. It was like 8-3 out of nowhere. And they had somebody
Ninja.
Go outs. And I said, yeah, that's definitely the game over for that, man. And I'm more or less excited because of the fact not only did the Tigers win and it's 2-2, but now if they do win, they win on their home, turf. If they did, man, I'd still be a little hurt because I like the fact that we gave, the competition and we gave more competition, I believe, in Cleveland. But still, I was just glad that they're not going to celebrate on in Comerica Park. So, yeah, my apologies, E.
It's all good. I mean, because in the end, yes, there's that possibility that we on the show next week, like, well, we tried. I mean, because in the end, if we do mess around and lose on Friday, all that really means is we got exactly as far as we got last year with the same amount of wins and the same result in the same round.
We definitely got to get the batters. We was talking about that.
Long story short, improvements got to be made.
Yeah, they can't just sit up and just stall like this back to back, man. Because it seemed like more or less if that happens to you, they just more or less satisfied just being there. And I don't think
I would hope that if Chris Ilitch was at the game today and saw that lively crowd that he had down there, that's something that he wants to help duplicate again and again and again. And you definitely could keep them butts in the seats by putting a couple bats in the lineup.
And it was crazy because that crowd was rocking like, man, as soon as they let them.
As you know, I was down there. I mean, I wasn't at the game, but I definitely was seeing people.
I know you heard the stadium.
Detroit was lively.
I know you heard it too, man, when you was down there. It was
Absolutely.
Loud. It was loud on TV. And,
it was basically 95% Tiger fans, and they went into the game with a good spirit.
Because we're going to break down that Series 2, the first game the Tigers won, stunned them guys. They almost won game 2, but with the heroic efforts of my man Julio Rodriguez, J Rod, they ended up coming back here. They put a thumping on us that last game they
Oh yeah,
played.
they broke out the whoop ass last night, no doubt.
Then we exchanged the favor for them today. So now
We
here
broke
we
out the
are
whoop ass today.
going to Seattle, and I still feel like it's hopeful.
Right. Now win, lose, or draw game 5, give credit to one guy that is a Tiger. One Javi Baez. Remember this
He's
time last year, we had wrote that dude off. We was ready to run him the hell up out of town and get that damn money off the books and all of that. Javi had a different plan. And he did slump badly, just like all the Tigers did that last month or so. But these last couple of weeks, Javi has come to life.
He has, man. He definitely rose from the ashes. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't be surprised though if they, popping champagne, moving on next week. Moving on to the ALCS neither. But if that's not said, he's still, man, this was a hell of an effort right here. And,
absolutely.
I was just talking about how they took the lead 2-1 when I first gave you the actual show and what we was going to talk about. That series is 2-2, and I am happy. But one thing I don't believe, and it's another apology, man. The New York Yankees, I don't think, even if they did win this next game, I don't see them beating the Blue Jays neither. I think it's going to go on to probably be us against the Blue Jays or Seattle, either one, but I don't think it's going to be the Yankees going nowhere.
Yeah, because the thing is, though, this series, it ain't the bats that's really the problem. It's that pitching. And that's surprising because when you look at what they did in terms of the trade deadline, particularly with the bullpen, it's not really working.
And you'd have thought they would have came on right now. They look good in the season. But you know what's funny? It's like they traded places with us. They play excellent in the season, not playing good now. We played bad towards the end of the season, and we give them competition. But I'm going to definitely keep my eye out, man. And if it's really bad tonight, I'm going to give you that early text, man.
Absolutely.
Especially with that series.
We talking about a Tiger team that went 7-24 the last month of the season. The worst record any team has ever had before making the playoffs during the divisional round era. And right now, we still on the verge of maybe even making the ALCS.
Agree. And the crazy part is, I just seen on my phone with that ESPN Sports Center news, the Tigers bats finally came alive, man. They better not let them bats stay that hot, and then they go over there to Seattle and that happened. But
yeah, hopefully they saved a little bit that they could put in the suitcase and bring on over there. Because in the end, the pitching matchup definitely favors us.
How do you feel too, E, if this series both be tied 2-2? Do you think that that'll help with the revenue in baseball, or you just like, man, you just want them to just pull off that Band-Aid and then just go to the next series?
All right, let's be honest. In the end, I think MLB, as in the organization, they rooting for what probably half of America rooting for, the rematch, Yankees-Dodgers. Because, of course, that's the two largest markets. That's the two most familiar teams. That's the two of the teams that sell the most jerseys and all of that. But keep in mind, the way it's set up, we could very well be looking at Seattle, Milwaukee. Now, from a baseball lifer standpoint, yeah, that'll be a good series. But in terms of television viewership, yeah, I don't like how that's looked, especially during the midst of football season.
Because the Brew Crew been killing it right now,
right?
Man.
And we know they're a good team, but again, we baseball people. Basic person A is usually who watch the World Series with us in Seattle, Milwaukee. Man, who playing the football?
Because the crazy thing is the Brewers are up 2-0 against the Cubs, and the Dodgers are up 2-0 against Philly, which was kind of a surprise.
That is the surprise.
But you know what, though, E-Man, it shouldn't be now, man, because the last 2 years, Philly just been falling flat. You notice that once they get, like, in a certain area, when you think they're going to make noise, they've been falling flat the last.
And it's crazy because I would think if they were going to win at all, it'd be tonight because I believe that game is in Philly. Oh, no, are they in L.A. tonight?
Let me
check.
If
they're in L.A., then it's probably over.
It's in L.A. is done. Yes, because remember they played in Philly. L.A. had to go to Philly.
Philly had one of the best baseball crowds of any team in baseball. And then they go to L.A. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah, It was
If
good
not
while it
tonight, then
lasted.
tomorrow, it's a wrap.
I think they just need to start dismantling that team too, Ian. I know you probably be like, Hugh, you tripping, but hear me out, man.
Mm,
They've been doing well during the season, but they always fall flat to ALDS. When did they ever go to an ALCS, man? The only time they
I
did that,
remember a few years
they
ago they
went
did make the
to
World Series.
yeah,
They
they
didn't win
did.
it, but they did
Mhm.
go.
But after that, though, man, they fell flat in the ALDS twice, man. So it's like, yeah, man, do you think that they should give it one more run, or should they just
Yeah, I
start?
mean, because you got to remember they do got a couple key injuries over there. Remember that they ace he went down with Tommy John, so that's
Yeah,
definitely somebody they missing right now, and they missing a couple people off that bench as well. So, yeah, I say they probably should give it one
at
more
least
crack.
one year to running back. Okay,
I mean, because think about it, they got like two potential Hall of Famers when you talk about Schwarzer
Schwarber,
and of course the kid himself.
Bryce
Yep,
Harper,
yep,
and then
exactly.
what's my man's name too? Trey Turner.
Yep,
Trey
and
Turner's
you
still over
got
there.
Turner, you got Castellanos over there. You know,
Yeah.
you got Realmuto, good catcher. They got some stuff to work with.
Where the hell where Muzo came from, man? Because it seemed like ever since he came over there, he's been making an impact. But for the most part, this whole team been really kind of silent against, the Dodgers, which kind of don't surprise me because we know who they are. But at the same time, man, it surprised me because it seemed like Philly. It seems like teams, you know what they remind me of, man, and you gonna laugh when I say this. The Dodgers remind me of how Kansas City is the gateway to other teams not making it to the World Series. Can you agree?
Absolutely.
It is sad, but yeah,
Because think about it. If not for the Dodgers, I would think the Padres would be made a World Series in one of these last three, four
well,
seasons.
Padres got a squad. Man,
Right.
it's just
I mean, and yeah, Atlanta kind of fell off a little bit, but I would have thought they would have made one by now. Well, no,
big
actually they did
surprise.
get one a few years ago, but they probably
Big
could have
surprise this
more.
year
Not for the
because
Dodgers.
I think that I picked them to be the had the lead of the actual or win the division. I think I
Yeah,
did.
you did.
So yeah, and, for them
Actually, we
not
both
to.
did.
And then the crazy part about it is, I think we picked the Orioles too, man. What the hell happened to those teams, man? They
Man,
just
I don't know what
disappeared.
happened to the Orioles. They just completely fell off the mountain. But yeah, like I said, I imagine by this time next week we'll definitely be knee deep into the championship series in the American League, National League, and I'm hoping we, in an ideal world, I want us and I want Phillies. But in a real world, I think it's gonna be Dodgers and probably Blue Jays.
There, I wouldn't be surprised, man. But I still don't think that the Blue Jays can kind of go with them, but I don't think they got enough arsenal. Let's just be honest.
I think the Dodgers have had too much pitching for them. And that's
And
going to
that's
be
what's
ironic because remember, if not for that last minute deal where they deferred all the money for Shohei, he was on his way to Toronto for
ain't
about
that
that same price.
ain't that funny, man. It was
Mhm.
just imagine him being in Toronto, man. It'd have been a whole different vibe. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that series, just because of that whole, scenario.
Absolutely.
Man, we about to move on and we're gonna talk about the WNBA, man. And how did you feel about what's going on right now? We're going to have the game tonight. We were so excited because we thought they was playing yesterday, but then when we found out
Mhm.
they play today, that gave us a little bit more to watch because it's so much baseball. Because the two teams, the NL teams didn't even play yesterday. Now all of them play today because
Right.
they had to wait a game before they got back home. And
Mhm.
now we got all that baseball, and then we got the women's playing too, man. What are your thoughts about the series so far?
Man, I'm telling y'all straight up, if the Aces win tonight, it's over. Over. And they win tonight for one of three reasons. One, Phoenix go home and they just ain't pumped like they should be pumped. And as a result, the Aces go in and handle business. Two, if our girl Asia Wilson, MVP, defensive MVP, then that co-MVP bullshit. She was the defensive MVP too. If she
Yeah.
go in there and decide it's belt the ass time, I'm about to go nuclear on you and hit them about 35 and 15 ball game.
Yeah.
MVP all day. And then option three. You know what? I'm gonna do my thing, but I'm gonna let my girl Jackie Yo deal with y'all. Because Jackie Young, that is why they are where they are. Because in the end, Asia been doing her thing all season. They didn't take that next level till Jackie Yo decided, you know what? I am Jackie Yo. I am one of the best two-way players in the league. Let me handle my proper business. So with them two going, and of course Julo, she been fooling off the bench.
She have
That's
been.
why I picked them to go ahead and probably break the broom out on them. Now, here's the thing. They don't win tonight if two things happen. One, Alyssa Thomas decides, you know what? I'm about to show y'all what's really good. I should have been MVP. And I'm about to show out with a 30-20-10 type scenario. Or the X factor in this series that ain't really jumped off like she should jump off just yet, but could, our girl Satu Sabali.
Yeah.
Because that's the one person on the Aces they really can't do much with. And in terms, I mean, like I said, Asia, she could check her in the post, but she ain't got to be in the post to be effective.
No, she can hit you up from that
She got a
3-point
great
line.
perimeter game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then of course the X factor also Kalia Copper, but I still feel like she ain't been healthy since she been back 100% healthy. Because when she was one of the best 10 players in the W. She ain't been like that this year.
I think she need another year to kind of really fully recover because I don't really quite there yet. But like you said too, what was so cool about that series too right now is the fact that you had people like Jackie Young. I wasn't expecting her to step up like that. Her and Asia had like really big games, but then the Evans factor too, and then you got Julia all the people who contributed too, man. You got the bench and a lot of people just stepping up, man, because
point guard doing her thing.
We was looking at it like, man, they just need to write some of them chicks off, man, and just keep Asia over there and figure out what they're gonna do with that franchise. And then something clicked, man. Maybe it's just because we know that the coach know what she doing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she made some good adjustments, and that's the reason why they're key factors of, after 4 years being in the championship, 3 of the years, and possibly might be in a champion again.
Yeah, we definitely looking at a dynasty here. And we definitely got to put some respect on Coach Harriman's name because, like I said, in an ideal world, she probably shouldn't even be in the WNBA right now. She probably should actually be the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs.
With your boy Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was her job to take, and I believe that Pop was grooming her for that. We talked about
Absolutely.
that. And that's cool though, just to see how good of a coach she is and how when she came over here, how she made the impact of the Las Vegas Aces.
Right. I mean, because Becky Hammond was a gritty player in the W. She's just as fiery as a coach.
It's funny too, just the chemistry she had with that team, man. She's a hard-nosed coach, but sometimes you see her softer side, so it's kind of good for her to be relaxed right now. But yeah, they need to definitely not be too relaxed because going to Phoenix, they're gonna give them all they have.
Yeah, I fully expect if we gonna see any fight out of Phoenix, it's gonna be tonight. But again, if they don't win Game 3, it's a wrap. As you know, no team has ever come back from 3-0 in the WNBA Finals. That's because you never had the opportunity to this year. Remember, this is the first time it was the best of 7.
Yes. And the crazy part was we was looking at it like, well, I know for sure you said that you wouldn't be surprised if Las Vegas Aces won it this year at the beginning of the season, and they kind of just hit a sinkhole. And then we was looking at how the Lynx was looking at the time, but then when they had them like key injuries, and then when Afisha Collins got injured, man, that's when all the fireworks happened in the league too. But yeah, man, that's when you never know, man. You never know what the scenario is or what can happen. And I felt so bad, man, because I seen somebody talking to Dejanay Carrington too, man, and she was all on her crutches. She looked like she was about to cry, man. Talking to her about that because I think what could have been, with her being healthy and the Fisha being healthy, but at the same time, that's just the way it is, man. And we moving on to a really good series because I didn't expect for Phoenix to, kind of punch, New York in the mouth like they did. So yeah, it was just some really good games, man, and you never know.
Absolutely. Like I said, we can't just assume. Sometimes you actually got to play the games to see what really happens. We definitely learned that this week in the NFL, which we will get to a little bit later.
We gonna talk about the NCAA, man. We're gonna move on to that now because some of the stuff that happened in the NCAA. Before I do that, man, my bad. Remember, I told you we was gonna briefly talk about this, and I totally forgot myself. The revenue increase with Unrivaled, man. Do you think now with all this happening that these women just gonna gracefully bow out and don't be an Unrivaled with the new revenue and the money they made? Because that's a lot of money, man, that they made from one year to the next now to actually have this league up and running. And I don't know, man, that'd be too hard to, fathom right now. Because I wouldn't be giving up that type of money and that revenue because you know that they already pay more than the WNBA. And then with the revenue increase, they're gonna pay them women even more. So why would I turn that down when I know that the CBA and everything ain't really got together yet?
Right. Now understand one of the talker heads did point out the fact that Unrivaled leagues pay more, but remember it's a 3-on-3 league, so not as many players in the league, so not as much bread to break. But also
Yeah.
Unrivaled read getting more sponsorship than typical WNBA as well. Not to mention they don't have some of the cost factors like different travels to stadiums and whatnot because they play all the games in that one area. So that helps also. Now, in the end, could it come down to a scenario like that where much like how they did with the UFL in the first couple of years, we only gonna play in these 2 spots, and that's where it's gonna be at. Do we need to do that with the WNBA? I don't think so, because as we have seen these last couple of years, they are drawing some very nice crowds all across the country.
Absolutely.
I mean, in the end, they still point out that WNBA is operating at a deficit. So pay me what you owe me, but y'all not making no money. I think it's not so much because of the product; it's however it's being managed at this point. There's more sponsorship in the WNBA than it's ever been. It's more that, and then remember, a lot of these teams in the WNBA are owned by NBA owners. And last I checked, most of the major owners in the in the NBA, billionaires. They got the bread.
Absolutely. Steve Ballmer and guys like that,
I'm about to make a very unpopular opinion right here, y'all. In an ideal world, if you pay some of them NBA players a little less so they could get a little more, I ain't mad at that. And they shouldn't be mad at that.
I'm not even disagreeing with that, because it's like some of them contracts, some of these guys robbed the NBA. Ben Simmons can use
people sitting on benches making 20, 30 million, don't play worth a damn. Meanwhile, some of these girls balling their guts out and they ain't even getting a hot 200.
Not even close to it. So they need to fix that right away, because what I seen is when I looked at everything, they said December 2024 that Unrivaled made like 35 million. Now they're making September 2025 340 million. Man, that's what all.
And that's just at the moment, because remember, you would think the product definitely gonna be better this year. Think about some of the people that's in this year. I mean, Paige Beckers, man, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her play in the Unrivaled. I mean, 3-on-3, her game is very much known into that. And in an ideal world, I would love to see Caitlin Clark get involved. I think the Unrivaled would benefit her as well. Her being a long distance shooter and whatnot, and a good passer.
Like you said too, I'm glad you mentioned that, because in this whole situation when the revenues boost, they said too that a lot of WNBA revenues went up because of the arrival of Caitlin Clark. But just imagine if she decides to go into the Unrivaled.
Absolutely, league. That's definitely going to bring more revenue to the league, because more people will definitely watch because she's in it. Just like I feel like people gonna watch because Paige is in it.
I think you know this already before I asked you. You know who got the most revenue or who has the most money as far as franchise right now in the WNBA?
Would that be the Valkyries?
Yes, sir. They're at a value right now at $500 million.
And keep in mind, 1 year, y'all. Just 1 year being a team.
If I'm not mistaken, he is the Aces second.
I do believe that is the case.
And then the third team is the Fever. I think the Fever got like 370 million. I kind of figured by being in Las Vegas too, they definitely had that type of revenue stream.
Remember, they had more sellouts, the Fever did, than the Pacers did. And the Pacers made the NBA finals.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? A lot of people weren't even really looking at the Pacers like that, man. You know, we didn't really start recognizing the Pacers till like a couple of years ago,
Indeed.
It's like one of them low market teams that that went under the radar today.
the NBA gonna have a little bit of a problem this year, Hugh. If you think about it, several of these teams they're gonna be missing some key people because of that good old thing called Achilles and ACL.
And we was talking about that too, man. And then a lot of old school heads were saying they believe a lot of that comes from the fact that these guys be wearing these low top shoes, man.
Exactly, and they don't wear the ankle braces also.
Yeah, at least if you're gonna do that, wear them ankle braces, man, or something, man. They all want to look cool and cute with these low tops, man, and that's where most of these injuries are happening from, man. And it was sad too in the playoffs, man, because it took away from some of me wanting to actually enjoy and watch the championship, man, because so many players got out because of those injuries. Like to
Mhm.
name a few, Dame Dollar, and my man's Jason Tatum, man. It was some crucial. And then when my man's got hurt, man, it was like, because I just say still, if what's my man's name on the Pacers, the point guard, if
You
he
talking about
didn't get
Halliburton?
if Halliburton didn't get hurt, just imagine what could have happened. Because that game he was cooking until he
Oh
got
yeah,
hurt.
he definitely was cooking.
We definitely thought that game was gonna go their way until
Right,
he
but
got.
if you remember, Hugh, I said how that all went down was very similar to what went on with KD at last year with the Warriors. How he
Yeah.
was hurt and he came back and played. He was hurt, and sure enough, boom, killed.
And he's still a great player, but he definitely ain't the same caliber player as he was back then. Because I definitely love Tyrese Halliburton, man, and what he brought to the table, but it wasn't just enough when he went down. They didn't have enough in him. So
Right.
I
I mean, but
definitely understood
you
that.
still got to credit modern technology. Because remember, it's been several athletes back in the day. They hurt that Achilles. They was done.
You
That was
seen Jason Tatum and a lot of these guys in the gym now shooting around, having drills and practicing. Yeah, man. Now, if you want, now we can talk about what will happen in Week 6 in football because the NCAA football that is, it was a lot of good games, but it was some upsets too.
okay. Now, before we do that, I do got a few questions to
Yes,
ask.
sir.
First of all, how bad was this whole second decision thing by LeBron?
Oh man, when you told me that and I ended up going and watching it, I said, "Man, come on, man, you could have saved that." Basically saying sponsor of Hennessy VSOP, man. Who cares, man? I mean, I understand it's advertisement, man, but nah, I thought that was a waste. He could have just basically made a
I think
commercial.
LeBron is a product of this generation and the stuff they do. It was a troll move, plain
A
and
clip,
simple.
yeah.
I mean, as the great Corey Leroy once said, when you're a boss, you can do what you want. And he is a boss. Bottom line, billionaire making more money. I ain't mad at that. We know ultimately when he do make that decision, he need that money because
Absolutely,
he trying to do
absolutely.
that next move
Hmm.
and be a real boss.
I remember we talked about it too because he trying to get the movie theater thing going, and now he got the VSOP. He doing Nike. He got the
Right.
Gatorade commercial, so he's building his revenue.
I mean, because the whole thing is you got to give LeBron some credit. Everything he done set out to do that he said he was going to do, he has
He's
done
done.
it. He said he was going to open the school, he did it. He said he's going to pay all them kids scholarships, he's been doing it. He said he was going to go to Lakers, he did it. He said they're going to win a championship, they did it. He said he's going to buy a team and be an owner, he going to do it. He said he's going to play with his kid, he going to do that too.
He said he think he don't got the legs though to be trying to wait on Bryce though.
Well, I guess it depends on what Bryce do in Arizona this season.
Yeah, he could possibly make a move if he wanted to. And then that's what I'm looking forward to too, man. Pretty soon, let's see what's gonna happen there.
Right.
In the world of college hoops.
Yep. I mean, so yeah, as they done started practicing out there in the college basketball world. We should start seeing some exhibition games soon. Again, us being us, we probably looking more forward to the women playing than the men. But I think this year it will definitely be some good men players to watch, particularly that kid over there at BYU.
Yeah, the number one recruit. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's gonna be some guys that's out there, man. I believe they're gonna bring
Right. Duke got another good squad this year. Michigan State
Yeah.
recruited well. It's definitely gonna be some good. You figure UConn gonna be back in the mix again.
You got to look at Arizona, and then you always had the teams, the unsung teams like the Villanova. Don't forget about the
Absolutely.
Tar Heels. So yeah, it's
Right.
going to be some teams out there. Kansas, so
Yes,
yeah,
of
it's going to be
course.
some good like vocal and key teams that we're going to be out there
Mhm.
watching. So
Yeah, maybe Alabama step up again this year.
that's been surprising more than anything too. That the football school ended up becoming a basketball school too, and pretty heavy on it as well.
Right. And speaking of schools that wasn't that, but is that in the top 25 ranking, I believe, in the men and the women's basketball. You know who is ranked?
Oh,
Vanderbilt.
Vandy again.
There's definitely some things going on that campus this last couple years.
Yeah, they definitely been doing well,
They
man.
didn't
Trying
learn how to do
to
athlete.
keep them weather. Trying to keep
Even their
them weather.
baseball team was pretty deep.
Yeah, definitely. It's been pretty good to see though, man, because some of these smaller market teams, man, being able, especially with the NIL, man, you can
Right.
kind of distribute the money as good as possible now.
Right. I think NIL maybe not so good in terms of college football, but I think it's definitely more beneficial when you look at college basketball.
I agree. Because some of the schools is just like you said, like Texas, and like Michigan and some of these teams like Bama, it's too much money, man. You can't, them small market teams can't compete with that, from the traditions and the
Right.
mile long traditions and money and how great
Right.
they've been for all these years.
Yeah. Now we usually don't do a preview of the college basketball season, but we'll do a little something when we get around that time.
Yes, sir, definitely. Let me know when you're ready, E-Man. I'm ready
All
to hit
right,
off some of
man.
the week six now.
Let's go
I
and do
want
it.
I want to start off with us, man. The Wisconsin versus Michigan game. I definitely thought that was a good one to watch. Didn't surprise me that they were going to give us a little bit of a challenge, but until they didn't. But yeah, I thought it was actually a pretty good game at the end. It was to tell the two tapes. Michigan kind of went away with it.
I mean, Wisconsin, good defensively, not
Yeah,
surprising there. That
that's
offense definitely needs some work. I
yeah.
mean, in an ideal world, our defense kind of gave them a couple scores. Because truthfully, my concern with Michigan at this point is that they still developing. Bryce Underwood, we definitely see where the potential is there for him to be one of the greats, but he's still learning some things. One of the main things we need him to work on these next few weeks, his touch with the football. Because some of those little slant passes, man, he has some mustard on some of them.
You do.
Blow that up, buddy. And then some of the long passes, we need a little bit more touch on them because you overthrowing your receivers. Now, granted, you don't have a lot to work with receiver wise at Michigan as opposed to some of the other schools, but they did have that one kid. What is it, McCauley? He kind of
Mhm.
showed out last week. They may have some the kid that transferred from Arizona.
Yeah, Donovan McCulley, he looked pretty sharp in that game, man. He showed some potential, and we definitely need him now more than ever because we don't really have a key number one receiver.
Right, because I'm sorry, Samaj Morgan, I'm not really sold on that guy.
And then that dude, Justice Haynes, man, he just
Alabama. How the hell you let that dude get off campus, bro?
that's crazy.
I mean, Alabama doing good. Don't get us wrong, but imagine how much better they be with that dude in the backfield right now.
Especially think about it, man. If him and Jam Miller was on the same team, that'd be crucial. Both of
Yeah,
them would be a two head monster. That'd be
right. Not
even
to
better
mention
than what
the
they
kid
are.
that they let go to Miami and be receiver. So you put all them on that squad as they should have been. Yeah, they probably be ranked 2 or 3 right now.
We were just talking about that last week too, and that's funny
Indeed.
that definitely reared his head back up, man. The 24-10 victory didn't really surprise me, but then I want
Yeah,
them to basically put more pedal to the metal in the next few weeks. And like you said, from my man Bryce Underwood, you don't know when you do a slant, man, kind of put it on them, but don't put too much on
right.
it. When you see a guy out deep, don't overthrow him. Kind of throw it.
Mhm.
You don't give him that rainbow, man. I
Right,
wish he
and
had
like I
that
said, I
rainbow.
understand that he wants to establish himself as a pocket passer, so he's not looking to run with the football so much.
Run,
Uh,
boy.
you pretty quick with that, boy. I think that's an option you should go with more often.
Because he got really good athleticism, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, should I just be mean right now and just go ahead into it?
Let's
Because
do it, man.
we've been talking about this. And Penn State versus UCLA, man. What are your thoughts in this game? You
Where
already
that? Where that? You
told
already know I'm
me
about to go there, dog. Give me a
you
second.
already told me how you felt about them in big games, but
Are
we
you
thought
ready for it?
yes.
Here we go. I told you so. I
But
told you so. I told y'all they was overrated frauds, man.
but against UCLA though, Jesus.
The
A team that
ultimate disrespect.
didn't even win
UCLA
a
is
game.
all of 0-4, bro.
It was sad, man,
And the
because
crazy part is they had to come back just to make that game close.
yeah, because they was getting beat pretty bad,
It
man.
was getting whooped on.
And
James Franklin, you gotta go.
I still feel like it was a bad decision on Nico Emmanuel, though, man. I think that he'd have been better off staying at Tennessee, but then, he wanted more money. But still, the fact, man, maybe they can build off of this, man, because what is he? Is he a junior?
I believe he is, yep.
Yeah, maybe they could build off this with, UCLA. But yeah, man, that 42-37
I mean,
victory.
in a weaker Big Ten, you would think UCLA should at least make it to where they possibly could be bowl eligible by the end of the season, but we'll see. But no, Penn State, if Penn State was in the SEC, they'd be getting whooped on every week.
How do you feel about the fire James Franklin chance, man? It was
Tim
well
gotta
deserved.
go. You already know how I feel about that one, Hugh. I said at the beginning before we played AM game. This is his season. His seat on fire right now. I'm talking about hotter than a cayenne pepper, baby.
My situation was this too, E. I thought that they were going to take it out on UCLA after losing to Oregon in double overtime because, it was like one of those situations where we still feel like they can't beat the better teams and the ranked teams. But still, we thought in that case that how close it was that they would come out and put belt to ass to UCLA, and they couldn't even achieve that. So they definitely.
All right, so here's the question, Hugh. Because like I said, I'm going to have questions throughout the show. If we one more loss away from Franklin being gone, or is they going to wait till they wet the bed against that team down south?
I think if they lose another game against a team, man, definitely not supposed to be nowhere near their caliber, it's time to get them up out of there, man, because I think the players gave up on them. The players had gave
if
up
they get to the point where they don't make a bowl, yeah, that's it.
But I definitely feel like the players gave up on them, definitely that game.
I mean, you've seen it for yourself. They didn't tapped out on my mans.
Yeah. And that just let you know, man, if that continues this season, man, it definitely
right. I mean, we see how that's being dealt with in college football this year. It's already about 3 or 4 coaches halfway through the season that already took the L and got booed. So it would not surprise me at all if in the next 14 days Franklin is gone.
Glad you mentioned that, man. Did you hear it too? They were talking about a buyout with UNC and Bill Belichick right now. You could hear that rumor.
Wow. Never in our wildest dreams did we think Bill would find himself in this scenario. I mean, I was expecting North Carolina to at least be bowl eligible. They might not even have a winning season at all.
For them to be 2-3, and then the games that they did lose, they lost by like 25 points. Man,
that's the thing. I mean, in the end, we see the problem. It's the same problem he had with New England. Yeah, you can coach a little defense to a degree, but your offensive paralysis is not there, bro.
The only signs of life we've seen is that first drive in the first game, and then after that, they had nothing.
Yeah, Bill, do the right thing, bro. You don't need that money. Just go ahead and step down.
I know Ray was smiling.
I mean, in the end, we all could make out worse than what you're going to end up with. Well, I still got these 6 Super Bowl wins and this fire-ass girlfriend.
23, 24 years old. Pretty much. Go off on that SS Mineral. He got that bug. All right, E-Man, let's get to it, man. We knew this was going to be a good one. We picked correct on this one, though, man. Alabama and Vandy. We definitely picked that one.
Yeah, I said last week that was going to be a pretty good game, and it was.
To tell the two halves, that is. That first half, my man's Diego.
Like, yeah, we about to do it again.
Diego Pevia came out and he was clowning, man. That first half. The one run was the only really huge run that running back had. But then I noticed after that he didn't really do much after that. Cedric Alexander had that big run that kind of punched Alabama in the mouth. And then when they went up, it was like 14-7. And Alabama had to try to catch up at the half because I was like, yeah, it's going to be a problem if they can't get it close by the half. And then when they tied it, the difference was, and I had to give respect, it seems like it's really good adjustments when it comes to them now on defense at half because they only gave up 7 points against Georgia after the half, after just so many points that was given up. Man, they didn't give up nothing this game after that second half because it was 14-14, and then Alabama ran off with it, and it was 30-14. That was the final score. But like I said, man, and like you said, E, we didn't know Ty Simpson, man. Where was this Ty Simpson last year, man? I mean, damn, this guy
Where
had
was this Ty Simpson early in the season? I mean, think about it, Hugh. When we looked at it in the preview, Alabama your squad, but you didn't have a lot of great hope for them. You figured they might win 7 or 8. We didn't see this coming.
Oh, I ain't see him doing what he doing, especially after last year, man, when they gave him a chance and he didn't do anything.
No, he did not.
With 340 yards and 2 touchdowns was definitely
credit
behind me.
the player development department over there at Alabama.
And my man's Jam Miller just ran all over the place too, man. He looked pretty sharp. And then, like we were saying, just imagine that it was him and
that two-headed monster would have caused some major damage, boy.
That'd have been dangerous, man. It was just really. And Ryan Williams starting to finally come to life because he had to drop these at one point. But
yes, he did.
Like I was saying too, because like I said, I didn't really think they were going to be better off this year. But what did I say though? What surprised the hell out of you? I said, man, you're going to have to give Caleb DeBoer a chance, man, to develop his players and do what he needs to do over there. He be having them cool trick plays and stuff to everybody, like, man, because he had the Proctor kid run the ball, and then he had him do the little screen plays. It's pretty cool to see that, man. And it seems like the kids are starting to finally buy in over there, man. So yeah, it was definitely good to see.
But remember, one of the main reasons they brought him over there was because they felt like he was a good recruiter, particularly in the transfer portal. And it's definitely looking like the case, even though they lost quite a bit in the transfer portal. It looked like they brought in some good stuff to replace it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But you still got to give credit to Vanderbilt, man, because that's a team getting tired of being kicked around, and now they're making a hell of an impact with this team.
I agree.
All right, E, man, let's get right to it, brother. The game of all games in the ACC, man. We're going to talk about that Miami-Florida State game. That was actually a pretty good one. But then at the same time, E, I still feel like it was like putting lipstick on the pig at the end because the game was already settled. But then, I think that what Florida State did was just try to make it look better on paper because it was already over with, honestly.
Right. And then it was some stuff that we look at and it's like, yeah, y'all kind of did a little too much. I mean, that's a rivalry game, true enough, but at times in that game, it got a little of that,
Yeah, too much scuffling and stuff, man. Because Thomas Castellanos, he didn't play as well as he normally do. But then, you know what I believe too, Ian, we saw it, man. He just wasn't being smart with the ball. Like he'll see a play, and then you have a first down where you can die or live to see another play. But he's dying on these. Oh, I'm about to go for the haymaker.
Right. You know what we call that? That's that hero ball.
Yeah, and then it's crazy too, because when I seen he threw it, I said, damn, there goes safety right there. And there go another person, a cornerback right underneath waiting for this ball. They had their pickings, man. If he overthrew it, the safety was going to get it, but he threw it right where the cornerback was, and it was just embarrassing, man, because for them to be playing this.
I mean, he play a lot like how Florida's quarterback been playing most of the
DJ Lagway, yeah. And that's how he looked like that in that game when they needed him to look like how Carson Beck looked for Miami, because that dude went off, man. 241 yards and 4 scores. Yeah, he was sharp, man. He definitely basically let them know.
I would definitely say at this point, that dude's the Heisman winner.
Either him or Dante Moore.
You could argue that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, right now he's playing the best on the biggest stage, though.
Absolutely.
I agree with Carson Beck, though. Yeah, I can't really say too much of an argument. I'm gonna say Carson Beck, maybe Dante Moore a little bit under that, but yeah, so far good.
Definitely both getting that invite to New York at this point. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. just really felt like I wanted more for Florida State for how good they were at first until the where now I think that they're the 25 now because at first I thought for sure that they were going to be out of the ranking, but one team is out of the ranking. And guess who that team is, brother? Because we're gonna talk about them too.
Let's do it.
Number 9, Texas versus Florida. We already thought that defense was going to be stifling, but damn, they made him make a lot of mistakes. And the crazy part about this, man, is the shocker, man. And I don't try to dog out kids or try to belittle them because I feel like I can't go out there and do what they do, and I respect their talent. But DJ Lagway balled out 298 yards and 2 scores, and he only had 1 pick this time, except for having multiple picks in the game. But that defense played good too, and they basically had me worried about
y'all.
Archie Manning. That's starting to be a problem, E.
I mean, Hugh, first of all, it's a problem for multiple reasons. One, y'all supposed to be developing this kid. That ain't happening at Texas right now. And Sarkisian, you supposed to be one of the better offensive gurus in the country. We don't see that right now from you. And Arch, I think the pressure of being a man is starting to get to you, my guy.
That's what Johnny Manziel was saying. He said he felt bad for him because of the fact that he is a Manning, and that's probably too much weight on his shoulder, especially after like
it was
Texas.
crazy because one of the talking heads actually said, "Hell, Archie Manning looked like he need to go to the Manning camp this summer. He need to be in the camp."
I agree with you, man. I can't even say nothing negative about that because it's crazy because you thought that with him definitely being a Manning, he'll have more opportunities or he should have more leeway to having better mechanics and doing what he need to do because Steve Sarkisian, we know how good he is.
Working some stuff out and being a decent round pick in next year's draft, but coming out this year, that would be a mistake.
Stay where you at. I'm thinking too, man. How would you think? And we talked about this before. How would you feel if he was in Ole Miss? Because Lane Kiffin, as much of an a-hole we think he is, he's good at developing quarterbacks. Look at Jackson Dart, man.
And remember, that was one of his finalists in his picks because, of course, that's where his uncle Eli went.
Or either Tennessee, man. I still feel like they could have used them. So yeah,
he was highly recruited. I think the more interesting thing is one of his other final picks was Texas A&M.
Look how good. Yeah, that 29-21 victory over unranked Florida too, man, and them losing 2 games this early, definitely not looking good for them. And now they're not even in the top 25 neither, man.
And remember, that was the team that I picked to possibly win it all. Yeah, I'm not doing too good as far as them go. Particularly when we go to NFL, we'll have that discussion.
Oh yeah, the NFL's been kind of rough on you too.
Absolutely.
We're going to start off right now, man. We're going to go to this commercial break right quick, man, because we're about to get into the NFL and we need a chance to, clear our throat.
Right. Oh, then before we go there, though, I do want to mention one other game of note to me, that TCU Colorado game.
Yeah.
Coach Prime, I don't know if it's because of the health problems he's going through or whatnot. We're not really getting out of Colorado what we thought we would.
You know what's crazy about that too, man? A lot of people have been criticizing him about that too, saying, man, your sons ain't there no more, man. So it don't seem like you had that passion. But we know that brother's still in a lot of pain too, man. Because, he had to get that blood clot out, man, and have another surgery. Because I noticed myself, like, man, what the hell is he doing with just walking on the he was walking on the field with just one shoe on. So I questioned that, and other people saw it, and that's when he basically came out and told
me. Keep in mind, we are both people who have dealt with times in life where we deal with constant chronic pain. So imagine, if you will, a person who don't have all their toes, by the way, who basically is walking around all day, coaching whatnot, and he tells you that by the end of every day, he could barely walk. I can only imagine what that's like.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
But we still feel like they'd be doing a little better because you got a Marshall Faulk over there who's the running back coach. And
they got out the transfer portal and everything. Yeah,
you got a lot of stuff over there to
work with. Not quite as tough as it was for them in the Pac-12, and
because BYU and TCU and all these teams are beating you, man. And that was the team that basically made people believe that you guys was going to be a powerhouse over there too. When you beat TCU from the beginning, when you first
Right.
came over.
And speaking of Texas schools, it's crazy because Texas is not the best school in Texas right now. It's actually Texas Tech.
Yeah, man, Texas Tech been roaring as of late, man.
And we tell y'all about Texas Tech, we most certainly did.
They look pretty good, man. I've been definitely
NIL has definitely worked to their advantage.
Absolutely, but plus them being in Texas too, man. It seems like they usually had a long money over there, man. You go to Texas and you'll be all right.
Absolutely.
Because I definitely heard stories from my brother Albert and my sister-in-law Sonella. They told me that when they were in Alabama, Tuscaloosa, how everything just shut down almost when you playing in Alabama. You can only imagine how that is over there in Texas.
Remember,
man.
The whole Friday Night Light thing was based upon what goes on in Texas. It's towns in Texas where on Friday, when school let out, that's it. Everybody in town at the game. I'm talking about everybody.
You don't work at a certain time.
Everybody.
That's actually pretty cool, though, man. I wish we had that type of passion.
Think about it. In Texas, they be having 2,000 and 3,000 people to check out Pee Wee football. Okay, they have women's powder puff games that have more people at them than some of these high school games we have here. Texas football ain't football.
It's a pride of Texas. It's definitely a pride of Texas, man.
Absolutely.
It's definitely good to see too, because man, it's just like the NIL help elevate everything because it makes it an even playing field almost. Well, we can't really say it even. The teams got the big money have an even playing field, but the teams who man, they don't, unfortunately.
Right. And remember, Texas is oil country. Remember, Texas, no state sales tax. A lot of money down in the play with.
Them oil tycoons, baby.
Same with Florida for that matter.
Ready to hit that break right quick and before we jump into
the definitely hit that break. Again, this is the Guru Sports Session. Your boy E-Buck, along with the host himself, Hugh Lee. Quick thing, y'all. Can y'all help us out? We trying to get our followership up, okay? So what we need y'all to do is to go to all our social media. He will tell you about his later on. I tell you, man, and start liking and subscribing, y'all. We're trying to get them numbers up. We're trying to get to that very faithful day when one of us could call and be like, Hugh, we did it, man. We got 1,000+ subscribers. It's time to get monetized.
Because we to the point now, too, we got a surprise for y'all, and we'll tell y'all a little bit more at the end of the show.
Indeed, we do.
We're definitely going to be talking a little bit more, and it's not going to be sports. It's going to be a lot of stuff that everybody can relate to, and we'll definitely get into that like a little bit later on. But we
absolutely. But we'll do that, like I said, once we finish talking sports and we come back. Right now, of course, we go into commercials. You know what we say. Nighthawk Network. What's the motto, Hugh?
Our people.
Our voices. For our people, baby. You know it. He talks sports his way. It's the Guru's perspective.
If you're building your dream from scratch, mic in one hand, hustle in the other, this one's for you. Road to Stardom Network and Nighthawk Network present a podcast for the indie by the indie, all genres, all grinds. From hip-hop to metal, jazz to trap, we're breaking boundaries. And it's not just artists. Entrepreneurs, creatives, and self-made bosses, we see you. We're giving you the spotlight. This ain't mainstream, this is your stream. Coming soon. Be ready.
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag.
Looking for the ultimate throwback experience? Tune into Nighthawk Network Radio. Imagine jamming to classic hits and the best B-sides from your favorite artists, yes, those hidden gems you forgot you loved. We're serving up a variety of genres that'll have you singing along, from smooth R&B to those hilarious comedy bits that'll make you chuckle during your commute. Whether you're cruising down the road or relaxing at home, we've got the perfect soundtrack for you. It's like a nostalgia trip with every song. Trust me, you'll find yourself reminiscing about the good old days, right? So, why not give it a listen? Click the link to join the Nighthawk family and rediscover the music that shaped your life. You won't want to miss out.
All right, we are back. This is the Guru Sports Session. I'm your boy E-Buck, along with, of course, the host with the most, the one and only Hugh Lee. We are talking sports. Where we going to next? Oh, no, actually, Hugh, let me take this next little hook up. Because remember, y'all, we got to keep our promise to you. We said at least once in the show, we're going to talk a little hockey. And it's the perfect time to do it, Hugh, because guess what?
What's up?
Season starts tonight.
Yeah, because I seen the last preseason game, man. I definitely want to see what's going on too, as far as the lineups, man. Because, like you said, last year we wasn't really talking as much about, the sports or hockey, but man, it was some really good competitive playoff games, man, and it was pretty cool because we seen teams down like 3 and 4-1, and we thought the game was over, and they went in overtime, and the team who was down 4-1 won the games, man. And it's just really been competitive, and it's a whole different, atmosphere when it comes to like the playoffs, man. But we was even talking about something, and that's crazy because, like I said, we don't really talk that much about hockey, man. But we definitely talked about the game, like one of the better games and the revenue that they have at that game, where when they play outside, is that like the New Year's game they have?
Normally they do it on New Year's, yeah, but they've been doing a couple of those games now. So we're talking about the outdoor series where they basically take over like a football or baseball stadium and make it into a hockey ring and they play there. I mean, keep in mind that the biggest one was, of course, when they went to the Big House a few years ago and played hockey outside there. Over 100,000 people. That was awesome.
And I love them jerseys too. That red and cream for the Red Wings, but that's just such a cool concept. I remember the one year when it snowed, and they was on the ice, man. That was the
when they played in Pittsburgh, that was definitely one of the best games of all. I agree.
That's like a kid in the candy store doing that, man, because I want to keep up a little bit more, man. But I need a lot of my NHL fans and some of my friends to reach out, man, because I still want to know a lot of the rules. And that's one thing I'm not really as accustomed to yet. It's like a lot of the rules. Sometimes I'll be watching blind, but definitely want to get my hockey game.
Well, my advice to you, Guru, is to check out NHL Network. They do a pretty good job of breaking stuff down over there. But also, some quick hockey news for those of y'all familiar. Arguably the best player in hockey right now is Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers. He is about to sign a new short-term deal with the Oilers. Basically a 2-year deal that's going to pay him $30 million, which of course would make him the highest paid player in hockey at that $15 million clip, but also gives him some stability to say, okay, I done gave y'all 2 extra years. We still ain't won no cup. It's time for me to hit the market. Or undoubtedly, he will make the most money any hockey player ever has.
And we talked about that too, how they should be making more money because we were seeing their contracts. They'll make it'll be like 10 years, 60 million. And you're like, what? I know it's more money than we ever see, but with the wear and tear and the gruesomeness of that game, how hardcore it is, you definitely thought that they'd be getting.
I would say, of course, outside of football, that probably is the most strenuous game on you. I mean, think about how many of them hockey players ain't got no teeth, jaw half work. It's crazy.
Damn, yeah, I'm looking at one of the games, and like I said, I know I don't know a lot about baseball, but the Washington Capitals and Bruins, Alex Ovechkin, that's going to be a good game, man. So it's going to be some good line. The Canadiens versus the Maple Leafs, yeah, it's going to be a good lineup.
Yeah, definitely some good things going on early on. So yeah, we will keep an eye on it for y'all and check in with it a little bit during the show every week. All right, back to scheduled programming.
We're gonna start off, man. Jesus, man. When we do the predictions this week, man. I'm not even gonna trip out like I did, man, because when we did these predictions, man, we were hella wrong. So let
Right.
me
I mean, because remember
take a
how
step
bad
back.
we was talking about it last week? Y'all like, yeah, these games gonna suck. And granted, some of
Absolutely.
them really, really did. But
It was some good games though. Some of the games we
if
thought were
we
gonna
was
be
gonna look
bad.
at fan last week, you know what we would call it? Any given Sunday.
We're going to start off, man, with the 49ers and the Rams game. That final score was 26-23. It was a really good game, man.
Really
But
good.
surprising, it was the mistakes, man. The mental mistakes that the Rams made. The fumble from Kyron Williams. You don't really see that, man, especially on the goal line. And
Yeah.
it was just a lot of bad, poor decision making, man. You go on the goal line and you mess up. I thought they were going to
I
seal the deal.
mean, this is happening damn near every week now where people get the ball, I'm about to score. And then for some unmistakable reason, they pull the ball out like, yeah, here it go. And
And do silly
stupid.
things.
Nah, it's a touchback. Why are they doing that, Hugh?
He had that ball, man, and he was like, he had the ball trying to put it in his face. And I said,
Yeah. I mean,
stupid.
just unmistakably dumb decisions with the football.
The gunslingers was gunslingers this game. Matthew
No
Stafford
doubt.
had 389, 3 touchdowns, and Mac Jones, man, yes, I
Mac
said it.
Jones.
342 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. It was even an argument, man, with my man Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco when they talked, and he was like, "Man, this is the team where Mac Jones should have won in the first place because you see it as development." And we knew too that Mac Jones didn't really get a chance as a quarterback when he was in New England.
Okay, so here comes my question, Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
We have a quarterback controversy now in San Francisco.
I don't think quite yet, but then the game that San Francisco did lose, it was Purdy who lost because he's 3-0 right now with San Francisco. So I'm saying it's not quite yet, but if Mac Jones continue to play the way he's playing, it's definitely going to be a little case of concern.
Indeed.
Yeah, man, I was surprised, man, 26-23, and he willed them back to win 2 of those 3 games they played, man. What are your thoughts of his performance right now?
Like I said, I mean, we talk about this all the time on the show. Those conference games hit a little different when you play teams in your division. And that definitely was the case. But like I said, I was actually very surprised at how good a game that one actually was.
Yeah, that one was, man. That was a hell of a Thursday night game.
I would agree for once.
Dude, we gonna get it straight into it, man, because I ain't playing no games right now. The Detroit Lions versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I just want them to do a little bit cleaning up on this one, because the game was out of hand at one point until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just be a lot of mental mistakes in this one, man. And a lot of people was really hard on Tyrion Arnold, man. I seen some of the talking heads, and I was on Woodward Ave, and and I seen some of the people on there on that sports channel, and they were real harsh, man, saying, well, maybe now that he's gonna be out for a long time, that we won't have all these penalties. But we found out he probably only be out for like 2, maybe 3 games. Well, 2 games, and they're gonna be out.
I'm still kind of tough on the kid. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point I text, man, he reminded me of Akuda, and we know how we dealt with that. But no, he ain't quite as bad as that. But maybe it's because of the injury we got a lot of the grabbing and holding and stuff, because that was him trying to compensate for not being healthy. I mean, he went into that game with the bad shoulder. It just got worse as the game went on. So maybe that's it. I mean, but no, think about particularly early on in that game when the penalties really hit us. I mean, it cost us sacks. It cost us a safety. It cost us an interception, as I recall. That game should have been nowhere close as it was.
Oh, man, and because Jake Browning gave us some presence with those 3 interceptions, but he also had 3 touchdowns. The 1 touchdown when my nephew was upset, I said, man, you got to understand this, Deanie. That was a hell of a catch from Chase.
Absolutely.
He got that catch. I couldn't even be mad at that one. But yeah, some of it was I was pissed off about was the one when Amik Robinson got cooked on that double move. I wasn't too excited about that because you don't give up 10 yards to nobody in the NFL, man. He was wide open on that play.
Now I do disagree on one thing. When you said that was the widest open you seen anybody, you remember a
Mhm.
couple weeks ago that play where you had my man's Amon-Ra St. Brown was wide open. Remember the Baltimore game?
Yeah, you're right. Damn.
Yeah. Now that was wide open.
Because he did get burned and Meek, but yeah, I think that you're probably
Oh yeah,
right.
he did get toasted. Don't get me wrong, but
That's
no,
what,
I
'cause
don't work.
that's when I think the caution start to really build up on the Ravens, but we're gonna talk about them a little later too.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, man, big ups to Derek Barnes to sealing the deal because we finally got one of them sacks back, and when we got the ball back, we sealed the deal. That final score was 37-24, but yeah, they got Trey Flowers, but they're still gonna have to work on that back end too, man, and it's getting close, man, and it's funny too because man, it's October, so they already talking about the trade deadline November the 4th. So yeah, it's
Of
a
course.
lot of stuff, man. And like scenarios they talking about it. We'll be definitely talking about that a little more. But
Yeah.
we're going to move on.
Well, no. One last thing to know for that Lions game. Shout out to
Okay.
David Montgomery, man. He had a pretty good homecoming.
Damn, I'm glad you mentioned that. I feel bad if I didn't, bro. It was good to see his sister there, man, and what she went through with the crash on Valentine's Day, and to
Yeah,
see his family there, man. Because I didn't even know Derek Burns was from Cincinnati, man. So
I
it was
didn't know
good
that.
for those guys to get that time to play and shine in front of their hometown. And yeah, that was cool to see, man, because David Montgomery, they love him over here, man. The whole touchdown was awesome. Then he ended up running one in too. Definitely wanted to make that a special day for him, and I'm glad it was, man. Definitely them getting the victory. So, because the only other coach I know that used to show love like that is like when the Jets at one point played, Detroit, and Rex Ryan let the Detroit boys get off, So
Right,
that's actually cool when you actually able to see the guys get their shine, especially in that game. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
right. And then, like I said, didn't even know the fact that David Montgomery, when he played in Cincinnati as a kid, was actually a quarterback. So that really
Yeah.
wasn't that difficult to play for him to pull off.
And the cool part is too, man, before we get off the topic, man, that the fact that Johnny Morton, he implements some plays, but he's picking up a brain of a lot of the players too, man, and they're kind of tweaking and putting things in that offense because everybody thought that we was going to just fall off a cliff, but it's kind of cool to see now that we
Right,
still lead in points and passing and all that other good stuff.
right.
So
We still going for it on fourth down and all that.
Let's hurry up and get this out the way, man. The other game in London with the Vikings and the Browns, and I feel kind of bad because Gabriel was playing good, man, but it was just, I didn't really still know what was going on with Jordan Addison, man, because remember they put him out at first, and he wasn't playing after getting back after the 4 games he was out with the suspension. But then when he came back, they set him out for most of the game until like that second half. But it was cool too to see Jordan Addison because it was 14-17 and the Browns went up and looked like they were going to close the game out until Carson Wentz had something to say about it. And Jordan Addison, with the acrobatic catch and to help them seal the deal in the game. And that final score was 21-17. And I went to sleep, and then by the time I woke up, the game was almost over. I was finally able to catch that part of the game.
That was cool. The fact that did you know that Minnesota has never lost in London? They are
No,
5-0 in London.
mm.
That
And
was a good
that was a nice comeback victory too.
Absolutely. It was. I mean, in the end, not only credit Carson Wentz for kind of pulling that one out the fire, but Justin Jefferson made some unbelievable ass catches in that game also.
He did, man. I mean, damn, he went crazy in that game. When I seen his stats, I was like, man, I was just hurt he didn't catch a touchdown because he had 7 receptions for 123 yards. So he make it look easy, and that's the thing
Yeah,
about it is not fair too, man. Because sometimes we be wanting too much from him, but he just because, like we said, man, he makes it look easy. Are you
agreed.
ready to go
And man,
ahead and
race for that matter. But yeah,
you ready to pull this scab off, man?
come on, man.
Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans. Man, I don't know if it's this crucial right now to say fire John Harbaugh. I thought that was a little too much, to say that. But what are your thoughts on this game, bro? Because that was out of hand early.
I have an announcement to make to our friends and family and fans. Remember, E-Buck picked the Ravens to go to Super Bowl and win. I'm sorry. So sorry. Man, am I looking real wrong and stupid right now? What the hell is going on? Now, granted, yeah, we know Action Jackson didn't play, but damn, they wasn't supposed to fall off like that without him playing.
I think like 4 or 5 of their defensive players, defensive players, are gone right now.
And even when most of them wasn't, that defense still looking real trashy. I mean, because we know, remember the Texans, wasn't they the team that lost a couple weeks ago real bad themselves?
Yes, they did.
And we know their offensive line still is garbage. It's just the Ravens played so bad, they made it easy for them.
They made C.J. Stroud look like the MVP that game, too.
No doubt.
2 and 4 touchdowns, and he was clean. Yeah, that shows you. That speaks volumes.
Right. Now, Nico Collins aside, because that dude is a stud also, but yeah, that Ravens defense is ugly. Now, here's the thing. Every now and then I tune in to other sports talk stations in other parts of the country. They ready to get Harbaugh up out of there. It's crazy talk right now.
Remember, I was telling you, man.
Plus years, are y'all for real?
Yeah, they was definitely talking about fire Harbaugh when he was going down the tunnel, man, about to go to the locker room.
That's just nuts. No freaking way. I mean, keep in mind, as long as it's a Harbaugh in the NFL, either one of them coaches will always have a job. Because, worst case scenario, brother will look out for brother. But in the same token, that's crazy that's even a discussion down in Baltimore.
Yeah, definitely surprised.
Bad, and I know y'all got Action Jackson. Y'all feel like he should have been won the Super Bowl by now, and we can make that argument. But come on now.
Yeah, that kind of shocked me, man. And they would say that too, man.
Oh,
Derrick Henry, that dude only had 33 yards, man, and a score on 15 carries. So that was concerning to me,
too. They definitely are mismanaging using Derrick Henry. I don't know what's going on with that either. I mean, them fumbles shouldn't make it to where y'all don't hardly use them at all. I mean, what the heck?
And Cooper Rush definitely ain't the answer. 179
How he ended up getting named back up, I do not know.
And he had 3 picks on the day, man. And that's where most of them points was coming from. Him just not doing what he's supposed to do.
Bad dude.
And this is where some of that Any Given Sunday stuff come in.
Absolutely.
Man. New York Giants versus the New Orleans Saints.
Yep, and note this week we called them the Saints. We got to put a little respect on their name after what happened.
Yeah, man. Spencer Rattler went out there and he looked pretty good, but man, the growing pains too with Jackson Dart showed up, man, because he looked good that first game, but he had 202 yards, he had 2 touchdowns, but those 2 picks was costly too, man, because them 2 picks went back for scores and kind of got it to the point where the game was too far of a stretch.
Yeah, keep in mind, I like that dude Scatterboo over there.
He's a scrappy dude.
But again, for those of y'all that want to compare him to Mike Allstott, can y'all please stop doing that? Mike Allstott was something different, y'all.
Yeah.
That was a grown-ass man at running back.
Who ain't even in that league yet.
Who ain't even quite that at all.
And the dude, Rashid Shaheed, man, kind of always find himself open, man. 114.
That he does.
Receptions, man. How you get that open on 4 receptions, and then he had a good touchdown catch too. But
right.
Yeah, man, I still feel like it's gonna be a fire sale over there too.
Yeah,
man.
And then of course with neighbors being hurt now, because
I've been hearing your boy name
go ahead and handle that business in New York and let my man out his misery.
I've been hearing rumors too about the New Orleans Saints letting Chris Olave go or let him go for trades.
Well,
yeah, a few rumors.
A bad pick for some folks.
All right, E-Man, the Denver Broncos versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Did that catch you off guard, any?
It did, actually. It did. I mean, keep in mind, the Eagles been undefeated all season, but they kind of been winning the same way that the Chiefs was winning last year. By the skin of their teeth off little bits and pieces. And, then, of course, we went through that whole scenario last week with the diva wide receiver not being happy. So early on, I didn't like what I was seeing because they was force feeding dude, trying to keep him happy. And then you looked up and oh damn, they close. Oh damn, they in the lead. Oh damn, we lost. And that being said, the main reason why I think they lost that game was one, you underestimated your opponent, and two, more importantly, you done forgot the bread and butter that got you to the Super Bowl championship last year.
Saquon.
Can Saquon get the ball, please?
Saquon barely got the ball. You seen what his stats was? 6 carries, 30 yards.
Can
Come on,
Saquon get the ball, please? I mean, yeah, they threw it to him, but no, he's supposed to be running the ball.
And then too, I was hearing like of course, like you said, A.J. Brown with being disappointed, saying that he wants, to get the ball more, and that's what you were saying and talking about too, and that's how he was trying to force feed him. It just seems like Devontae Smith always be open though, man. He had like 8 receptions, 114 yards. A.J. Brown, not the same, man. He definitely didn't show up in this game.
I could only wonder what Devontae Smith would be on a team that actually throws the ball on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him on a team like maybe a Tennessee or whatnot to help that young man out along the way. Because they don't utilize wide receivers enough to have both of them.
Agree. Definitely agree on that, man. And I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't play bad, 280 yards. He had 2 scores.
Yeah.
But Bo Nix just played smart, man, and the defense was stifling, man. And big ups to J.K. Dobbins, man, because after his ACL injuries and him getting injured all the time, people wrote him off, man. But he looked good in that game. Touchdown, 79 yards. And he was a key cog to them, keeping the Eagles offense off the field, man. But it was crazy too, man, because you still feel like they had a chance, but the luck of the draw just went sour because I'm thinking, somebody gonna catch this Hail Mary, but it didn't materialize like that. And that final score was 21-17.
Right. And then another person I want to point out on that Denver Broncos squad, Cortland Sutton, he kind of was the underappreciative wide receiver similar to Scary Terry over there with the Commanders. But yeah, that dude actually is a pretty good receiver.
He is, man, because what I liked about it too, because you got Quinyon Mitchell and you have Cooper DeJean, but he's too tall for them, man. He was smart. He used the basketball tactic where he boxed them out and he was just jumping all over them dudes, man.
Indeed.
He just too big of a force for them to handle.
Right.
And definitely let you know that that's why he's valued, man, because I believe they gave him a pay raise.
Yeah, like they've been saying, Denver gonna be a problem, y'all.
Yeah, they only getting started, man. And then put some good key acquisitions they had on defense.
Right.
They got Talafunga and they ended up getting Greenway from San Francisco. And they already had Patrick Surtain and all the other, pieces over there too. So yeah, they're actually a pretty good squad to watch. And people better put some respect on Benito's name too, man. You better remember that name because he's definitely been making a splash this season.
Yep, like I said, we'll definitely be talking more Broncos, I'm pretty sure.
Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets, man. That was one of them rough games right there. Jets, man, they've been competitive, but this game, it was like it was blowing out the water, and Dallas looked pretty good in this game. It was 237 on my man's, Dak Prescott, which didn't even break a sweat, and he had 4 scores on the game. And the surprise to me was Devontae Williams, though, man. I don't think that he was really valued in Denver like that, man. But he came over and made an impact over in Dallas, 135 yards in the score. But George Pickens got a really good play, too, at the end of the game, to kind of seal the deal. But, yeah, man, what is going on? And Justin Fields didn't even play bad, 283, and he had 2 scores. But even Breece Hall had 113 on 14 carries. Garrett Wilson was okay. He had 71 in the score, but it's still not enough for them because they still on 4, man.
Come on now, tap out on this one. We can't say them dudes played good. We know that Dallas defense is horrid. Come on, man.
Agree.
If Dallas played as good on defense as they did on offense, they would have shut them out. I mean, that Jets team just bad, bro.
Yeah, there ain't really nothing else to it, man.
I feel bad for Aaron Glenn. I think he made the wrong decision.
We about to jump into this game, too, because there's some really bad games that happened, man. Like we said, man. The Las Vegas Raiders versus the Indianapolis Colts, man. I definitely think we picked the Colts big time.
Man, we ain't even got to talk about that. I mean, the Raiders, they might actually be worse than the damn Titans. I mean, it's looking really, really, really bad. I mean, we talking trade deadline soon. I think we need to go ahead. Boom! Just started all over there,
He
man.
must be the quarterback over there, man. And it's funny too.
They
What I'm
need,
about to say,
they need a lot over there. And
the
Brock
fact
Bowers
is,
didn't play. That made it even worse.
remember when Russell Wilson wasn't satisfied with his contract and he wanted to go somewhere else and he left Seattle. And
Mm-hmm.
how bad he played from there on out. The same thing happened with
Mm-hmm.
Gino. Gino had a chance to stay and they was gonna give him some money. They wasn't gonna go crazy on the money, but close to what he was gonna get. And he felt like he deserved more and he left. And how was that going for him right now?
Gino, this your last starting job, sir. Sorry.
They want that receipt back.
Yeah.
That final score was 40-6. When we moving on,
It wasn't even that close.
and we gonna talk about this game too, because this was a pretty bad one, man. Miami's gonna fire Mike McDaniels flat out.
We already
Miami,
told you about Uncle Leonard, man. It's a wrap.
Miami versus the Carolina Panthers, man. And I definitely felt like they had a little bit more talent than the Panthers, but again, it wasn't like they, just really screamed out at the scoreboard and just really lit it up. I mean, for the most part, I felt like Tua had a better game with the 258 and 3 scores. My man's only had like 198 and he had 2 touchdowns, but he had a pick too. But that kid though from Dallas, man, the running back was the player of the game, Rico Dowdle, man. Damn, you seen his stats?
Yeah,
23
he
carries,
clowned out.
106 yards, and a touchdown.
He definitely clowned out. But bottom line, Tyreek Hill is gone. And any hope that Miami had of doing anything left with him. Uncle Leonard, you out of there, bud.
And Jalen Waddle shined too, 110 and a touchdown, but it still ain't enough.
He ain't gonna be good enough to get them anywhere we're talking about.
That final score was 27-24, but we definitely moved it on. This game was good, but it was definitely better than what I expected, man. It was probably damn near the best game in the early window. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Seattle. How did you like that game?
Now we talking about something we can talk about.
Damn,
Okay, that was a damn good game. Understand? Yeah. I gotta give the damn kid a little credit.
Sam,
yeah, Darnold, he played good that game, but in the end, we've been talking about him all season. He definitely my MVP pick right now. I ain't gonna lie.
They gave him too much time.
Mayfield.
They gave him too much time.
Man.
This was one of the best games just between two teams, man, and just going back to back, blow for blow. And the cool part about it is Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield was on that crappy Carolina Panthers team.
Absolutely.
Their stats was unbelievable. Baker had 379, 2 scores. My man's Sam Darnold had 349, and he had 4 touchdowns in that game.
And a lot of incompletions between either one of them, as I recall.
And it was at 28-34 and 29-33. They damn near back to back on that scenario.
That was probably the second best overall quarterback game that we saw that weekend.
It was a laser show, man. And then the two key cogs on both teams, man. I know you ain't gonna like this, but it was the battle of the Ohio State wide receivers. My man's Emeka Egbuka, that dude, man, he balled out 163 on 7 receptions and a touchdown. And Jackson Smith-Njigba had 8 receptions, 132 yards, and he had a score. And they were electric in that game, man. You can't forget about that.
Man, you ain't have to go there like that. You know I don't like when you be cussing on the show.
You don't want to say they was electric.
But yeah, they definitely wanted the better wide receiver factories of late. I still say wide receiver U is LSU though. I don't care what you say. Yeah. But they definitely would be second. I ain't gonna lie.
Knocking on the door. This was another bad game, Ian. I don't know, man. It's time for them to figure out. I'm thinking that this team needs to just go ahead and get a new quarterback, man. And this is the Tennessee Titans versus the Arizona Cardinals. What are your thoughts on that game?
Well, he ain't talking about Tennessee, y'all. He talking about Arizona. Like I said, I think I said it last week. I think Kyler Murray this about as good as it get for that brother, man. You know, he do some things that it's like, yeah, I can see it. But then he do some other things and be like, yeah, Kyler, you might be better being somebody backup. I don't know, man. I think because that the Cardinals as a whole is a pretty decent team when you look at some of the stuff they got going, particularly on that defense. You know, I love that dude Buda Baker. You know I love that dude. But
And Kyler holding them back, man.
I think so, man. I think so.
My man's had a really good game though, man. He didn't throw no touchdown, but 265. That was his homecoming, and that was
Yeah,
another
congrats
team.
to Cam Ward. I mean, because keep in mind, just that week before he talked about weak ass. But as opposed to just leaving it like that, I think that kind of rallied the troops over there. And they said, you know, I ain't like what you said, but you're right. Let's get our shit together and do a little something.
Coaches rallied over that too, man.
Right.
So we go to the coaches taking it personal and everybody taking it personal in a good way because that final score was 22-21. And that was another team who basically didn't have a win under their belt who now won, them and the Saints.
Yep.
But
Indeed.
unfortunately, the Jets don't have a win.
offers in the league, so I'm not surprised they was gonna win at some point.
And this is the hiccup game we talked about it. He normally had these type of games too. The Washington Commanders versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep. I mean, it was good to see Daniels back and doing Daniels type things, but the Commanders did not win this game. The Chargers lost that game. And the Chargers lost that game because
Management.
every year this happens to Herbert, man. He'll have that one game. I don't know if he eat the wrong cereal that morning or had too much coffee. I don't know what it is, but he started doing stuff and it's like,
What he trying to
why
do
are
to
you
him?
doing that? You was doing good. What is this? You know, because next week, don't be surprised, we find out he playing good again and all that. But it's like 2 or 3 times a year. Every year, he had these games, and it's like, I mean, we getting to wonder, man. Do you got some deals going on in Vegas we don't know about? I mean, I don't get it.
That final score was 27-10, and it was like Jaden Daniels' homecoming because he came in.
And it really wasn't that close because, like I said,
No.
my man's Herbert just wasn't getting it done, bro.
Another apology. You know where I'm coming from now. Sunday night game, NFL. New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. Your thoughts?
Damn it. Here we go again. I'm sorry. So sorry. Damn it.
You got to pause that, though, because I still got to come to your defense before you say what you got to say. We didn't think it was because of the defense. The offense didn't click until it started clicking. So I'm about to let you, get the floor back.
Now, granted, part of this was a rivalry game, and it's certain teams that when they play certain teams, they just don't play quite as good.
I bet you said that
Buffalo and New England. You know, we didn't see them play some good games. We didn't see them play some stinkers over the last few years, particularly anytime it snowed. But Josh Allen, he kind of reverted back to that Josh Allen last week, where it was times like, yeah, you're doing a little too much. You done wore the heavy cape this week. That S ain't quite sitting right on your chest. You're doing a little too much. But then on the other hand, that dude Drake May was like, I got a little S too. In fact, he revealed it at one point because did y'all know that his favorite player growing up was the one and only Cam Newton? So yeah, that's where the whole Superman celebration came from because that was his guy. But yeah, he actually played better than Cam would have done. Because I liked what I saw from him offensively. And then, of course, we got to shout out Cardi B's baby daddy, also known as Stephon Diggs, because he balled out.
He finally stepped up. And it was personal.
Out.
You could tell that game was personal the way he carried it, man. And he basically said that after the game, too, man. He 10 receptions, 146 yards. They couldn't stop that dude, man. And with that stifling defense New England had, too, man. we already knew the defense had a party. They kind of remind me of how Florida was. We knew the defense was there, but the offense didn't quite step up. And yeah, Drake May definitely stepped up in this game because Hunter Henry and a lot of those boys looked pretty good, but it was
And
mainly
now
all
that
about
smirked
stepping
around,
on
looked up,
big.
and they got a winning record over there in New England. And they
You see,
right up there with them for the close to the league in wins with Buffalo. I mean,
their schedule looking quite winnable.
and you look at their schedule. I said, me and Hugh talked about that, man. They got the Aints and the Titans and some of them on that schedule. You might mess around and they might hit double digits.
They played the Jets twice. They still got to play the Dolphins.
And Miami looking like trash right now. It's looking very good for them right now. I can't lie. So yeah, I gotta apologize. I thought they was through. That offense was not looking good until last week when they did.
But you know who the real MVP is, though, E? It's not Drake May. It's not Stephon Diggs. It's that damn Mike Vrabel, man. They said the locker room is totally different. It's like night and day. Those guys are happy. They enjoy themselves. They can be who they are, man. They don't have to, hide and, have like that, I'm on walking on eggshells mentality.
Yeah, because they basically were saying that last year the guy that took over for Belichick was very much like Belichick, and that necessarily wasn't a good thing. But no, I guess truthfully, Hugh, the real MVP is the Titans for letting Vrabel go in the first place. I still don't understand why that happened any damn way.
Because he ended up getting a monster defense over there, man. And then not only that, it's like now everybody's starting to click on offense. Yeah, I definitely want to see where this goes. But I think it's more or less him having faith in them players because like Ramondre Stevenson, man, he was like a fumble machine. But then the last time they fumbled, I think they ended up losing that game. And Mike Vrabel just kept letting him get the ball, man. And now I think he's starting to believe in himself and he gathered that confidence. But just in general, man, remember I was telling you I had that conversation with someone when I was like, isn't it funny how they building that New England team off that defense and then they got players, who are good, regular, just fill in, go to the next man up type players. But then you have a second year quarterback who now has somebody to help him with his development, who is Stephon Diggs. Who does that remind you of? What team that remind you of, even when that was the case? Buffalo Bills. It was the same situation with the Bills. All right,
now you talking about monster defense with New England, so slow some of that up. Now we ain't quite there yet, but we definitely see signs of improvement. We will give them.
I was saying monster talent.
Oh, okay. Let's give it a few weeks before we go that far.
Yeah, because they definitely have some guys. Well, I can't even really 100% say because you could be a beast like Robert Spillane and a lot of these guys on the team, Milton Williams. But sometimes when you go to a different team, you probably don't have the same success. So, yeah, I back that up a little bit. Let's get into the Monday Night Football game.
Let's.
Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've been talking about it. We've been really hard on my man's Trevor Lawrence lately, man. We said he needs to step up in a major way. And this year, man, what surprised me is my man's the coach, offensive coordinator that came from the Buccaneers, man. Just really surprised me in how he had his team believing, and that's all you got to do.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, that's probably one of the most entertaining Monday night games we've seen in a couple years now. And please give credit to that dude, Trevor Lawrence. He played a grown ass man in that game.
He did.
At one point, it's like they showed him on the bench, and he was kind of like and shaking his head like these, and then he went back out there, and then from that point on, it was a whole nother ball game. How many times did we see him in that game be like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to run it.
Finally, because we know he had that in his bag.
Right. He played like the number one overall pick of the decade that we thought he was supposed to be all along. He showed up in a major, major way in that game. But of course, they definitely got some weapons on that Jacksonville squad when you look at it. First of all, we always talk about the great running back Travis Etienne. He did his thing, of course. But Sookie, guess what we saw in that game, Hugh? It was a Travis Hunter sighting in that mirror. All of a sudden, that's why we drafted him so high. He played very well, at least offensively. I mean,
he got a few shots on defense.
I still say the jury out on whether I would keep him doing both.
Yeah, I would.
He definitely a wide receiver. I would definitely say that.
I would focus more on that because him and Brian Thomas is the problem, man. That's what they need to focus on more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if anything, just get you a guy in this on trade deadline because it looked like y'all gonna be buyers this year.
Right, because like I said, I definitely like. But keep in mind, Patrick Mahomes still ain't nothing to play with, mind you. It was times in that game, it's like, there you go, my homeboy doing it again. I mean, give him credit for even them being in that game with until he made that fatal mistake in the fourth quarter.
Well, that pick six cost him, man.
And again, every so often you get that from him, where it's like, oh, my arm is the greatest. I could fit it in there. No, you can't. So that is part of why they lost the game. But no, I ain't gonna say Kansas City lost that game. No, Jacksonville actually did win that game, especially when you look at that final play where all the 6'6", Trevor Lawrence falls down not once, but twice. Still managed to get up and scramble and hit the end zone. That was a hell of a play, man.
Yeah, that was a really good, exciting Monday Night Football game. Man.
Absolutely. I love that game. That was awesome. And Jacksonville, y'all owe them nothing. Y'all showed up and showed out on Monday Night Football. Because, usually the Jaguar crowd ain't live like that.
Liam Cohen was so hyped, too, in the locker room, man. It was just good that he said that he believed and he wanted to leave it all out on the line and had the players determine that game because the stats was good. Both quarterbacks balled, man. Patrick had 318 touchdown, 60 yards and running touchdown. My man's Trevor Lawrence had 221 touchdown. He ran for 54 yards and had 2 touchdowns. So they were basically going blow
right.
for blow.
And don't forget, even Tay-Tay's future baby daddy had a touchdown in that game.
He actually didn't look that bad that game, man.
No, he did not.
Kind of hurt them, man. That pick six was something that they really didn't need, but it went down to the wire because the final score was 28-31. But then that's what we say, the whole saying about any given Sunday, man.
Right. Now, I got to go here with you because you my brother. I like to pick with you sometimes. If you notice, later on that week, there was a appearance by young Tay-Tay on the Tonight Show. And she said, yeah, they actually were in discussions with her being the Super Bowl halftime artist, but she declined it because she says right now she's too invested into actually watching the game. What's your thoughts on that?
Actually loving that because one thing I love, Ian, I ain't never tell you, man, and I wasn't because I know you was gonna keep messing with me about it, is the fact that when she started to learn the game and people started to put her on the game and she's now more of a student of the game versus just being there as a support system.
Right. I mean, because she can actually talk football. If you go back to the podcast that she did with her future baby daddy, and she got to discussing some things, and I was impressed. But
seen that episode.
In the ideal world, that's why I'm thinking this is probably Travis's last season, and my guess would be next year for the Super Bowl, we'll probably get Tay-Tay in.
Makes sense.
Or Adele. It's gonna be one of them two.
Here go the lightning round, baby. We about to make the predictions for college, week 7 and week 6 for the NFL. Let me know when.
All right, hold on, bro. Coach B, yeah, we know. We letting y'all get your paper right quick because we know y'all like to write them down too. Actually, Ro been doing pretty good with her picks over there. I don't know how well she did last week, but she been right up there with us. Coach B, I don't know. Remember, man, if you're tuning in on the YouTube, throw your picks on there so we can see what's good.
Number 21, South Florida versus North Texas.
Hell no! Why is we picking this game?
Check this out, E. They got North Texas winning by 1.5 points.
Why is we picking this game? Just because they're in the top 25? I don't give a damn.
Okay, number 15, Michigan versus USC. They have USC winning by 2.5 at home.
Y'all got us messed up. Go Blue.
Yep, I got Michigan, and I'm going to take a 7-point favor in that one.
I got
Go Blue.
about team.
OSU, Ohio State University, number 1 Ohio State University versus number 17 Illinois. I'm going to take Ohio State and I'm going to take them 14 points, the 14 and a half points.
Nasty mouth buzzer keeps saying their name like that. Nasty mouth. You know I got to pick they pumpkin.
Number 8 Alabama
Illinois, you
versus
overrated, man. It's time for y'all to leave the top 25.
number 8 Alabama versus number 14 Missouri.
Ooh, nice one.
Yeah, it
Nah.
is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check out some of that game. Missouri gonna give them a battle because they usually do. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate because Missouri probably should have stayed in the Big 12. I think they'd be making out way better. They play good in the SEC. Don't get me wrong, but it's because it's the SEC they don't get quite the upper level like the Georgias and the Alabamas of the world. But yeah, they probably gonna lose to Bama because Bama showing they for real. They about another win or two from being in they in a tournament at that point.
I'm going to go with Bama, but I'm going to go with 3.5. I'm not going to go too high.
I can see that being a close game.
Pitt versus number 25 Florida State.
Really?
I'm going with Pitt, and I'm going to take the upset.
Oh no. Florida State, they got to redeem themselves. No, I'm going Florida State, baby.
That's a good pick because they're at home, but I just want to mix it up.
Oh, and they at home? Oh yeah, most definitely.
Jesus. Washington State versus Ole Miss. I'm taking number 4 Ole Miss, and I'm taking the 31.5.
Washington State ain't the Washington State of the Cam Ward era, man. They didn't look, when I saw them play, they didn't look good at all. It could get real ugly.
You're going to like this one, E, man. This one right here is going to be a good contest. You got number 7 Indiana versus number 3 Oregon.
You said that's going to be a good contest?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think this the week we find out Indiana ain't as good as we think they is. Yeah, I understand they 5-0 and whatnot. I think Oregon going to put the whoop ass to them. I got Oregon winning big.
Okay.
At least a couple touchdowns.
Because they got Fernando Mendoza versus Dante Moore in that one, E, man. Yeah, let me see that spread. They got Oregon by 7.5.
Quack!
I'm definitely going to take Oregon too. Number 6, Oklahoma versus Texas, the Red River rivalry game.
Nah. When we first saw this at the beginning of the season, we were thinking, suck it, nah. But now remember, Oklahoma, they ain't got that quarterback no more. Him hurt.
Yeah.
Arch ain't really it. That game gonna be a good game because it's the rivalry, and that's them two teams that hate each other. So it might be a good watch because of that. But I'm going with Texas begrudgingly.
I'm gonna go with Oklahoma, and I'm gonna take the 1.5 because it's not
fair.
a Virginia Tech versus number 13 Georgia Tech. I'm taking Georgia Tech and a 14.5.
Notice I'm not frowning up. This actually should be a pretty good game. Because we know Georgia Tech a little bit better than y'all like to give them credit. But, you always give them their credit. And Virginia Tech ain't that bad either. I'm going to go with Georgia Tech. But, again, I think that's going to be a close. Don't be surprised. That will hit the OT.
It's another belt whooping right here. North Carolina State versus number 16 Notre Dame. I'm going to take Notre Dame in a 23.5.
Here go Notre Dame back in the chat again. We done told y'all the rest of their season play out a little different than the first couple of weeks. They went out, they in. It's just that simple.
Number 22, Iowa State versus Colorado. I'm going to take Iowa State in the 2.5 points.
As much as I would like to take Colorado, I just don't like what they got going over there. The discipline of that team is bad sometimes. They not stepping up at times where you need them to, particularly a team that got all those professional coaches over there. I'm just not getting out of Colorado what I thought we would. So, yeah, I kind of got to go with you on that one.
Arkansas versus Tennessee. I'll take Tennessee in 11.5.
Tennessee do.
You said Tennessee do.
They do for a nice butt whooping.
Ooh, check this one out, brother. This one you probably keep your eye on too, a 7 o'clock game. Florida versus Texas A&M. Number 5, Texas A&M.
Well, that all depends on that kid in Florida, man. If he's starting to show,
Lagway.
yeah, if he stop playing hero ball and stick with the contents of the offense, that defense will help. But I got to go with A&M.
Of course, I'm gonna take A&M in the 7.5.
I just like A&M over. That's at Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and that's a hell of a crowd.
Kansas versus number 9, Texas Tech. I'm going Texas Tech in the 14.5. This one gonna shock you. The next one,
Texas Tech gonna mess around and make the playoffs. What?
Number 10, Georgia versus Auburn. I'm gonna take Georgia, but I'm gonna take a 3.5 points. And I don't think it's gonna be no blowout because Auburn been in most of all the games.
I'm tempted to go any given Saturday on that one and pick Auburn, but I just can't bring me to do it. That's gonna be a close game, I think, though, because that Georgia quarterback situation ain't what we need it to be.
Yeah, it was Gunner. Yeah, the Gunner dude's not really that good.
I need them to stick to running the ball.
Gunner Stockton's trash, pretty much. To be honest. South Carolina versus number 11 LSU. I'll give LSU this one at home. I'll take the 9.5.
Yeah, this should be another week where they get off Brian Kelly's butt. But again, no offensive outburst from them.
Number 18, BYU versus Arizona. I'll take BYU, but check this out. I'm going to only take them by 1.5.
That's probably going to be a decent game, actually.
You see that one being one.
But I'm going to go with BYU.
Arizona State versus Utah. I'm going to go with Utah in this one, and I'm going to take them at 5.5 points.
Yeah. Utah it is.
All right, E-Man. We about to hit the NFL Week 6. This is going to be
redeem ourselves, man.
The built to ass game right here, I believe. Philadelphia Eagles at New York, or the New York Giants. I'm going to take Philly in the 7.5.
If they handle their proper business, this should be a very easy game for Philly. Because all you got to do is be like, yeah, Saquon, remember how they disrespected you? Hit the ball, go. Handle your business.
Please.
They do that, it's an easy victory. If not, New York will make it interesting, but it should be Philly winning.
New England Patriots versus the New Orleans Saints. I'm going with the Patriots.
We talked about how their schedules start to kind of ease out a little bit. This is such an example. I got to go with the Patriots, man.
Take the points, too, on that one.
Back to being the Aints this week.
The Detroit Lions, that Sunday night game versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm sorry. I got to go with Kansas City.
I'm taking them in the 2.5 because I don't think they
I know y'all like, why we going against the home team? It's very simple, y'all. Our secondary is beat up right now. Big time beat up. And because of that, Mahomes should have a field day.
Because if they can win that one, they can really make it.
They one of them teams that can get pressure on the quarterback, and Chris Jones probably gonna meet up with Jared Goff a couple times in that game. So yeah, I think we're gonna lose that one, unfortunately.
Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets. I'm taking the Broncos in the 6.5, of course.
Another bad day for the Jets. Dang.
Another bad day for the Browns. Browns got to play the Steelers, and I'm going to take the Steelers, and I'm going to go 7.5.
Not so fast, my friend. It could get interesting if we can get my man in that playbook enough to where Joe Flacco actually plays Sunday. That could be a whole nother scenario. Oh, no. Wait. No. I'm my bad. Rewind. I forgot.
Don't forget, he left. He went to the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm thinking the opposite. I'm sorry. My bad.
That's why I said I'm taking it 5.5.
No Steelers. My bad.
Los Angeles Chargers versus the Dolphins. I'm going to take the Chargers, but I'm going to go up ahead of that 3.5, and I'm going to get them a whole 7-point favor.
Oh, Chargers will definitely get right on this week.
Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go with the Rams in the 7.5.
Damn, I can't believe Baltimore looking at 1-5. Hard as hell.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. But yeah, even if my man's play this week, I still don't think he's going to be healthy enough to make it happen. So I got to go with Stafford and the boys.
Arizona Cardinals versus the Indianapolis Colts. I'm gonna go with the Colts at home, and I'm gonna take that 7.5 comfortably.
Danny Dimes does it again.
Whoo-wee. Damn, this is a good 1 o'clock game. You're definitely gonna be probably tuning in on this one. Seattle Seahawks versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, I'll be working, but I ain't mad at it though. That should be a decent game, but nah, I think they're gonna build off that momentum. And I think the Jaguars win again, even though it's a short week for them.
I'm gonna get them 3.5 on that one, except for the 1.5 they were saying.
I got the Jags by a TD.
Dallas Cowboys versus Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, and I'm gonna go with 3.5.
I hate that they're gonna win this game, because then that's gonna get them damn Cowboy fans all lathered up again. Oh, we going, y'all. We going. It's on.
You already know they talking that.
Come on now, calm down. It's the Panthers. I'm sorry, Bryce Young, but you picked a bad time to come out, bruh.
If it was a time for us to be able to switch some of these games, Lord, please, if it was time for y'all to switch the game and flex this game, Tennessee Titans versus the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a 4 o'clock game. I'm going to go with the Titans, and I'm going to take the 3.5.
I'm not giving them. I don't care who win that game. I refuse to even pick it. I don't care.
49ers versus the Buccaneers. Unfortunately, y'all got to go to Tampa Bay, man. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay.
They're on fire right now.
I'm going to take the 2.5. Cincinnati Bengals with Flacco versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to take Green Bay at home in the 14.5.
You out your man. They not about to beat them by 14.5. We can bet $1 on that one. Packers going to win, but it ain't going to be by no 14.5. I mean, okay. The one caveat, let me put that out there. If Flacco don't play and it's Browning, oh yeah, that's happening. But if
he's
Flacco
going to start, they say Flacco's going to start.
Oh yeah, they definitely ain't winning by no 14 points if Flacco playing. You don't think he gonna get at least a couple touchdowns to Chase and Higgins?
Higgins, yeah.
I don't give a damn what y'all think about that Packers awesome defense. Them two are the best wide receivers in the game. All you gotta do is put it somewhere in the vicinity.
Check this out. I didn't know this until I was strolling down all the way, man. We got another 2 Monday night games.
Yes, we do.
Buffalo Bills at the Falcons. Buffalo gonna redeem themselves, and I'm gonna take them, and I'm gonna take a 7.5. So for the 4.5, they talking.
Falcons gonna be better in that game than you think, but yeah, I still got the Bills.
Chicago Bears versus Commanders. I'm gonna give it to the Commanders, and I'm gonna go up to 7.5.
Again, normally I'd be like, ew, but y'all remember last year when they played? It's some real bad blood in this one, y'all. It's gonna be a lot of cussing and fussing and kicking and screaming. That game might be very entertaining. That being said, the Bears winning that game.
I'm surprised you said that, bro.
I'm I think Johnson, he gonna have some trickery up his sleeve to deal with that there.
Anything else you had to add, E?
Heck no. You got to do your thing.
I'm gonna tell you too right now, E. The Chicago Cubs are up right now on the Brewers, 4-3 in the top of the 8th, and they got 2 people on base with 2 outs. Yankees and the Blue Jays are tied.
Brewers, Cubs just basically interrupting the inevitable. The Yankees and the Blue Jays, we'll see.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right, y'all already know what time it is. We appreciate y'all for showing all y'all love and support. You can follow me, Hugh Lee, at Instagram, Whoovi, WHOOVI. You can catch me too on Facebook at Sports Guru to You. And then on TikTok, Hugh.Lee6. You can also catch me too if you have any questions at the Sports Guru to You at gmail.com. I would like to say thank you and shouts out to everybody who chime in to both of our shows, the Guru Perspective and the Guru Sports Section. We just need y'all to click that like button and subscribe, man. We need more monetization, but we appreciate all the people who do show love and chime into the show. And like to give a shout out to Coach V, Felicia, Roll, Meech, Big Red, Nikki, and the whole entire Nighthawk family, and all the people who show love to the show as well. Ruben, my sister Harriet. I feel like this is a damn award show. I love y'all all though, and thank y'all, and keep chiming in because we got some more good stuff we about to do too. I'm gonna wait till E get back on the screen, and we're gonna explain the rest.
Yeah, ditto for what he said about all the thank yous. We love y'all. Get to it, Hugh. We got some things we got cooking over here at the network. Let's talk about it.
We about to start doing our favorite sitcom shows and stuff, man. Talk about it, break down a few things on the show, man, and just, give our take on it, give our spin on everything, man. And one of them we was already talking about just recently about Three's Company. And we was going to definitely get at a test drive because we had a lot of stuff we wanted to discuss and share. And I thought that'd be cool, man. Some stuff that y'all can more relate to, especially the people who are not really into sports like that. We can get something more or less on the platform for everybody to relate to. And that's what we were talking about because we supposed to bend it to show like maybe 15 minutes earlier, but we thought that was a good concept and we wanted to share it with you guys live.
And keep in mind, part of this is a concept that first came up with our good buddy H2 back in the day. We talked about doing that back during the pandemic and, giving y'all a breakdown of the shows and some of the history and whatnot. I mean, keep in mind, me and Hugh, this dude, particularly me, big time TV heads, okay? Watched a lot of TV as a kid. And one of the things we loved the most was sitcoms because, today's sitcoms, they
Ain't
just
nowhere
don't
near
get
like it used to
anything,
be.
man.
Not at all.
When you talk about some of them classic 70s and 80s and 90s sitcoms, it's a lot of meat on that bone, and a lot of the people that are from those sitcoms went on to do great big things with their life. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to show some love and talk about that. And keep in mind, we got an audience of a particular age, so a lot of y'all can relate to what we're talking about in terms of the TV and stuff. So I think we will get some decent viewership out of that. So what we're gonna do in a couple of weeks, we're gonna come on as part of one of the episodes of I Am Nighthawk and have a brief discussion about some of our favorites and kind of set up to where we're going with. And what we asking of y'all guys is help us find a name for that eventual podcast we're gonna do when we talk about some classic TV. And for those people in the network, if y'all want to join in the fun and pop in on the episode or two and get some of y'all thoughts, we down for that.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yep. So that's that going. Then we got another project we working on also. You talking about that?
Which one?
No, remember we've been if y'all watched the I Am Nighthawk show last Sunday, you know that we've been doing stuff in the creative AI space and
promos. Yeah, okay, yeah. Y'all can hit us up on our links too if y'all want some promos, and my bad, man. We talked about that last night, man, but we was up late as hell talking about that. But man,
creating stuff, exactly.
Y'all can definitely hit us up, man. Hit us up on our links too on that and reach out to us. Let us know what you want us to do. We'll definitely need a couple of pictures, some of your better pictures or whatnot. And we can start doing and making promos for you guys as well. Like how you see what we be doing for ourselves. I think we do a pretty good job at it. And we definitely want to make sure that we can, spread the love and help y'all with y'all promos as well.
Right. Actually, let me shout out a few people. First of all, I want to shout out Loyal and I Am Lotto Bands. They are two independent artists doing things in the music space. We having some discussion about maybe doing a couple of little things for them. We've been going a little back and forth with that. I want to shout out those guys. Also, definitely got to shout out my girl over there at Soul Extra LLC. So proud of my work niece. She had a pop-up shop last Sunday and sold out in less than 3 hours.
That's a blessing.
Good job. Good job. And she is so excited now, ready to do more stuff and more shows and all of that. Remember, we here for you, boo. So if you need some more promo type stuff going on, by all means, hit up your uncle and we got you. That's all I got on that one, my friend.
Too, man. Like to say thank you all and appreciate that. And thank you, Stacey Crowell, for actually talking to me and saying, yeah, you guys, say a couple more things as far as viewership and, besides sports, you guys should jump into different content and some stuff that everybody else can relate to, So, yeah, appreciate that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that being said, good people, we appreciate y'all. We about to call it a day, finish watching some of these baseball playoffs and whatnot. And definitely get me something to eat. Not to mention, one of the few decent TV shows on nowadays is coming on in a few minutes. Shout out to Abbott Elementary. Love that show. And also got to shout out Bob's Burgers because that's my guy's show. You know, we definitely gonna have that discussion. But anyway, y'all, we is out till next week. Peace and mind.